The important things about being an officer, the backbone of the army, an AMAN officer or academy officer, isn't just about their job. These important things actually make up the whole person, the man and the officer, bringing together every part of his life, work and personal. His personal life and the skills he develops, even if they don't seem related to the military, are considered in his qualifications to be an academy officer. Family is one of these important parts of an AMAN officer's career. According to Maria Cecilia de Oliveira Adao in her article, Aspects of Women's Adherence to Military Values, Marriage and the Military Family, throughout his career, an officer is encouraged to learn and absorb values that are seen as essential to becoming a true military person. And it's easy to see in the military how the idea of marriage and starting a family connects with military values. Maria Cecilia goes on to say that for a military man, marriage is a way to show that his training worked and to practice the group's values. She quotes a military man who agrees with her. You'll rarely find military men, or any student from another school, who isn't already thinking about marriage, even in their early 20s. Why? Because in this profession, they believe they are well-rounded men. And how can you be a well-rounded man if you're not thinking about family? You see, these are values, concepts that don't come from the military itself, but you find them in the military group. And military men tend to marry women who will give them that sense of security at home. A dedicated wife, that sort of thing. Because this creates very traditional families. It's interesting because it ends up creating this super traditional family model. Father, stay-at-home mom, ideal mother, things like that. In her article, Maria Cecilia also quotes an AMAN instructor on what he thinks about marriage as the foundation of his family and how he sees the importance of this institution for a successful career as an academy officer. Wives usually help a great deal. It's hard for a military man to go through life and overcome his professional challenges, his courses, his obstacle course, which is natural to have if he doesn't have a partner. A partner is essential to a person's success. The military man with his unique qualities, I think women are extremely important because, in my view, in my perception, as in that of my colleagues, I notice that women contribute a lot, especially emotionally. They help a lot with success because of their selflessness, because of the care they give, especially with the children, taking care of the house, of things, with our family's well-being. So, this backup security is extraordinary. Maria Cecilia also gives us a glimpse, through the words of an academy officer's wife, of how the woman and mother sees the family issue, revealing how she sees her role as an officer's wife and mother of a career military man's children, and how she sees her family situation because of her husband's career. Despite the changes, despite the difficulties, despite giving up your life, you see that the family, is much more important. These family ties are much stronger than your own life. It's hard, very hard. Nowadays, I complain a lot. I've always complained, because we always give up our individuality for the family. Maria Cecilia de Oliveira Adao, in this way, explains that the wives of AMAN officers willingly give up their individual interests in favor of keeping the family together, which is essential in the couple's understanding for the husband to succeed in his military career and for both to have a successful family life. The data collected and the results obtained by the survey created by the Center for Sociological Research on Brazilian Military Institutions, NEZIMBI, from the Department of Social Sciences at PUC Rio support what Maria Cecilia de Oliveira Adao shows in her research on marriage and family of AMAN officers. The questionnaire data shows that 77% of the officers surveyed are married or in stable relationships only once. 13% have had 2 marriages or stable relationships, and 3% have had 3 or more marriages or stable relationships. Only 7% of the officers surveyed are single. Comparing this data with PNAD data, Eduardo Raposo concludes that the tradition of marriage is deeply rooted in the military family, more strongly established in the group of AMAN officers than in the wider Brazilian society. Julio Cesar Gomes explains in his book Women in the Field of Mars, a study on gender habitus in the Brazilian army officership, that an academy officer even when evaluating a civilian public official, takes into account how that person's family is organized and how they experience it. Julio Cesar suggests that even when a civilian is mentioned as a reference, it's because they reflect military attitudes and values. This author gives the example of an infantry captain saying, "So he takes good care of his family. He preserves family unity. He is a person who always has this care. So, professionally, he is excellent." Every part of an academy officer's life, including his wife and children, won't mean much if you look at them separately, but should be seen together, as a whole, forming one organic unit. It's a lifestyle that includes his habits and customs, his beliefs and character, his tendencies and relationships, his positions and public actions, his social performance and personal posture, his gestures and expressions, his way of dealing with problems, analyzing them, talking about them, and solving them, his honesty and loyalty, his sincerity and responsibility, his dedication and flexibility, his intelligence and resourcefulness in unusual circumstances, his bearing before authority. You can find more information about the AMAN officer career in the books Army and Family, Institutions of Stability, and the Charisma of the Commander on the Instagram account everton.livros, and in the links below. In the next video, we'll talk about how authority is built in the person of the AMAN officer. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon, God willing.